Hey everybody, what's up? Last week I gave a talk to a group about my journey as a writer, and interesting thing happened right after that talk. Somebody came up to me and they said, "I really like your message, but I don't like science fiction. So I'm not going to be reading your books." And I said, "That's okay because tastes are subjective. Not everything is for everyone. And, well, not everybody likes sci fi. It's not a requirement to be a part of the broken reality community. The books aren't for everybody, the message is. And of course, you know by now, and I've been saying this for a while now, broken reality, it's not just about the books, it's also about the message. And you've been seeing in my videos how I'm trying to encourage you to break free and to become all that you can. Use up all your potential, make it a reality. And I'm hoping that this is a good and supportive community for you. Now, she said that one thing that particularly stuck with her about my talk was about how we're always growing and changing. And I believe I've mentioned this in other videos and in my blog too. Of course, what worked in your 20s, 30s, even 40s, nothing works forever. Eventually, you outgrow it. That's just the nature of life in the universe. And, I told her after that talk, I started feeling the squeeze at 45. And some of this did get into that talk. The video is also posted on this channel and on the front page of my website if you're interested in it. But I really started feeling that squeeze, that outgrowing the life I was in when I hit about 45, 46. It was COVID then. So, an interesting thing that I was bumping up against, and I've mentioned this, is coming out of COVID lockdown. It wasn't just the changes that had happened to me with losing my father and my husband's traumatic brain injury at that time, but just as a whole, that seclusion and then coming back and realizing this doesn't feel the same anymore. And I'm starting to see now that it wasn't just those experiences that I had during the pandemic, it was also the culmination of my growth curve, of just being a human being, entering middle age, and starting to see that, it was chipping away. And the really frustrating part of it for me was at that time, I was starting to feel trapped and wanting to break free. And the world was just pushing, go back to normal, go back to normal. Everybody just wanted to go back to normal. And I was like, I that's not working. I don't want that. That's just not me anymore. And it was really a struggle internally and externally. I won't lie. I found myself butting heads with things, people, situations that just trying to explain to them it's not working. It doesn't fit anymore. I need more expansion. I need more growth. And going through this, I realized something. Is that rewriting your narrative and your reality, sometimes it's not about what breaks. It's not always about what breaks. Now, of course, life doesn't go as you plan, and we all know this. And I've talked about some of my own experiences. I know you've had them too. But sometimes it's not those derailments that get us. Sometimes it's about what you need to break. Sometimes you need to realize that, if it's not working, maybe you need to break it and rebuild. Maybe reconstruction is the thing. They say when one door closes, another door opens. I think that saying is only good for the joke when one door closes, another door opens, otherwise it's a pretty good house. If a door closes, take down a wall. And if it's a load-bearing wall, all the better, because sometimes you've just got to tear it down and rebuild it into what's suitable and right for you. And you know what? Here's the thing. We live in a universe of expansion. We live in a world whose favorite things are conformity and their favorite word is no. It's an imperfect world. And we're created to expand and living in a world that keeps trying to stuff us in a box. And I'm going to be honest here and say, ain't it a thing that free will is a thing that makes and breaks us? This is actually something that I'm exploring in the Dark Mirror trilogy as I'm working through that and getting it ready for publication. That's exactly what's got the world broken, is all these contrasting wills, and people fighting for control and thinking that we can't all win. You have to do it at the cost of another and step on others to do it, or worse yet, just circumstances. I'm going to tell you, it's not always people. Sometimes it's circumstances. It's just things don't work out. You've got this growth nature inside of you in a world that just wants to suppress it, in a society that wants to put you in a comfortable, predictable box so you can be controlled. And anytime you start mining what's in you, which is greater than what's in the world, you're gonna hit resistance. It might be people, it might be circumstances, situations. It's gonna happen. It's just the way that it is. And you've got to just keep pushing. And that's why it takes time to manifest, to build, to reconstruct these things into something that's more suitable for you. You just got to break down the walls, and you got to quit letting a world that says no gaslighting you into thinking that's the way that it is. It's not. The nature of both the universe and life is growth and expansion. You're supposed to be doing it, and I tell you what, if there's something out there gaslighting you into thinking that you don't deserve it, remember what I have said in other videos that I heard in that podcast late last year. Anything that compromises you is not truth. Don't listen to it. Know yourself, know your soul, and just, stick with what's right. I'm Gen X. Since when do we conform to these stifling standards? I mean, seriously, we were born knowing that the world is broken, and we have learned over decades of life that it doesn't want to be fixed. You've got to rise above. I say what's popular and what's really these trends and everything, that is the absolute pinnacle of mediocrity, because mediocrity is the lowest common denominator that impresses the most and offends the least. But if you're here and you're watching this video, you're better than that. You know that. You want more than that. You know that these walls that are trapping you are a construct, and you want to break them down. And it's time. Please listen to the expansive nature inside of you. Listen to that spirit in you that is greater than what's in the world. The world is just one rock hurtling through much bigger space. You're going to let a rock tell you what's right for you? Throw in a little geology there, and all of a sudden it sounds pretty stupid, doesn't it? So, sometimes you got to make like Samson in the Bible. Take down that load-bearing wall. If you feel trapped, just don't worry about doors opening and closing. Don't even worry about doors. The way that I am rectifying this situation of feeling trapped and the pressure and the squeeze in my life has been just to grow personally, just improve myself, making more efforts with my writing, stepping out, trying new things, learning new things, expanding broken reality from the books into a community to tell other people, hey, it's not just you. This is actually a normal thing. It happens to everybody, and I want you to mind that for all that it's worth and keep growing. Forget what the world says about you're too old and you can't do it. The world values youth. Come on, please. You've got experience. If you're still alive, you've still got purpose. And it's probably greater than anybody realizes. In fact, it's probably a bit intimidating, and that's just it. The world's trying to push it down. Don't let it. Don't let it. Forget doors. Break down a wall. Rebuild it your way. You know, boxes have one purpose in life. They're called vaults. They're what they put your casket in before they bury you. All right, if you're still alive, you don't need a box. Just forget it. Just forget it. Break those walls. It's fake. It's a construct. While you walk this earth, you got no use for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, grab a sledgehammer. Let's tear it down. And with that, I'm going to encourage you for more. Check out my companion blog. I've got the link posted down there in the comments. I've written a little bit more about this, expanded on it, and I hope that you have a great day. Have a good Valentine's Day weekend. You appreciate the love and respect that you have for your relationships and celebrate it every day, and love and respect for yourself too. That's what we're here talking about. Have a good one, guys. See you next time.